It's up, YouTube, and what is up, Storm Chasers? We got to get right into this Keri Hilson story, all right? She done a interview over there on the Breakfast Club, and Keri Hilson is talking about why she was gone from the industry for so long. And let's just get right to the point, because although Keri Hilson's music back in the day, and we still hearing her music to this day because she's a writer behind the scenes, was absolutely dope. I loved it. Like, you couldn't tell me nothing about Keri Hilson back in the day. Now, with all that being said, she's ready to get back out in the, in the spotlight and put her own stuff out and sing her own songs instead of giving it away to the girls. And she claims that a producer by the name of Polow forced her to record that infamous Beyoncé diss way back in 2009. That completely derailed her career for the last, 15, 16 years. So, fair use. We finna to play this clip over there at the Breakfast Club. And let's go.
Regret of not fighting even stronger. But again, when your career is on the line and they make it that be the way that you perceive the situation, not perceive, but it was pretty clear. But when you're that young, you're just kind of like,
maybe they know better than me.
Right. Yeah.
What did Timbaland say?
I think he just went because they were partners. I think he just went along, but I don't remember that we involved him or that he was involved at all, because he hadn't produced that record. But I wonder now, I would love to ask him, like, what did you think about that? What I do know is he went on to work with B and J.
So did Polow,
and tour with him, and so did Polow. And I would say Keri, the human, was looking at Keri Hilson, the artist, like, you deserve that shit. You should have fought harder. I understood it. I got it.
Give yourself grace, though.
Absolutely.
Well, it's tough to do because I that's something that I held on to. Not again.
Girl, every time we together.
Yeah,
it's okay,
please.
I got you, sis.
But
Lauren, her wig smells like onions.
First of all,
thank you for making
whatever
me laugh.
makes you laugh.
Thank
Yes,
you.
go
Thank
ahead.
you.
Mhm.
That was I felt
Can't say it wasn't true though, but
y'all are crazy. But that is what give myself grace. Yeah. I do now. I do. I have forgiven myself. But that's what it goes back to, the shame that I felt for so long. So I just felt like that was such an ungraceful mistake to make, or to be forced to do, and to not stand up for myself. That was the shame that I wore, was like, I should have fought harder, I should have fought harder. I should never have done it. I should never have recorded that. I should have outed them well before now. I should have, you know what I mean? And I still am protecting the writer, because I feel like she might have been doing what she was told to do. I hope that. It's a regret, but not in the way that people.
Okay, so they asked her, do you regret the Beyonce diss track that we all know derailed her career? I want to let it play through one more time before I give some commentary.
Would think, because that's a song that I actually didn't write. Those are not my words. I was on tour. Polow wanted me to do a remix to Turning Me On. He had produced the record, and I wasn't, because I was on tour with Lil Wayne. I wasn't able to like lay anything down. He had been on me for a couple of weeks about we need to do a remix. Okay, so I take off. It wasn't happening quick enough for him. I take off. We fly in, and he had another writer in our camp at the time. He had her write this. So he played it for me, like, this is the remix, because I'm thinking I'm coming in to go write a remix to Turning Me On. Like, The whole time I had been writing concepts, like, but I come into the studio and he plays me this verse, and I'm like, automatically, I'm like, I'm not saying that. That was my position. So I tried to fight him on it, and I began writing my own. That's what I did with my time there. But I want to be careful with the word I use. It was quite forceful, you know what I mean? In
an executive artist way?
Yeah, in an executive artist way only. Involving others and kind of threatening my career in a sense, in a real sense. Like, you're not coming, because my album wasn't out yet. So it was like, you're not coming out if you don't do this. And the mistake that I made was not continuing to fight, but I was in tears. I was crying. I was adamant that I did not want to do that.
And for people that don't know, you were signed to Polow.
I was signed to Polow and Timbaland.
Correct.
Yep. In a joint venture at Interscope Records.
Yep.
And I was young. I was super young. I felt I had no power. I felt I had no choice. But I did record my version, which had nothing like that in it. It was on subject. The song is about men. And it leaked like days after I did it, but he promised me that wouldn't happen. So it leaked. And that was that. And I protected him. I protected the girl that wrote it, who went on to become famous. I protected everyone in the story. So I had to eat that. And I am still eating it to this day. But that is definitely a regret of.
Yeah, so she's still eating it to this day. I mean, and that's why we really didn't see her for a while. I've seen other interviews with Keri Hilson where she admitted that situation and the backlash from that diss track and probably some witchcraft that Beyonce was allegedly putting on the girls. You know, allegedly Beyonce puts it on the girls. I'm just saying. Which is why in the industry, they all bow at her feet because a lot of it is just fear at the end of the day. But that put aside, what I really wanted to focus on is the fact that a lot of these artists in the industry, kill me, y'all. Got a damn beard here in my mouth. These artists in the industry, they do be forced to do certain things. Or it's, well, if you don't do this, your movie not coming out. If you don't do this, your album ain't coming out. And it's very predatory. This industry, because I'm not in it, but just the entertainment industry, it seems like they only really want a few people to be successful. It's not really an industry for everybody to be mega stars. Like, even if you really, really deserve it. Keri Hilson's attractive, can sing her ass off, can write songs. Performance-wise, she's okay, but the quality of the music is there. So anyway, I say all that to say, this happens all the time with these girls in the music industry where they're forced to do things they don't want to do. And I wanted us to rewatch another clip of Lady Gaga having a similar story, not about doing a diss track, but about being threatened if she didn't comply. And it's always at the beginning of their career. Let's do it.
To me, take your clothes off. And I said no. They told me they were going to burn all my music. And they didn't stop. They didn't stop asking me, and then I just froze and I don't even remember. When it hits you really hard, it can change you. I had a total psychotic break. And for a couple years, I was not the same girl.
And the part of that she also left out is that from that encounter where she was, it's not really forced, but coerced to have sex with those producers, or they were gonna burn all of her music. They of course raped her unprotected. She actually ended up getting pregnant, ended up having to get an abortion later. So it was just trauma upon trauma upon trauma. And so a lot of times with these artists, another reason why you see them go so hard and why you just see them like you're like, damn, you'll do anything for the spotlight. Well, they kind of had to. They kind of, it's a wicked industry. And if you've been through all of this, you like, ain't nobody taking my shit. I done gave up this. I done gave up that. I done been through this. I done been through that. So I'm just saying, I wanted y'all to have another example of these producers that makes these girls do all sorts of things. Now, keep in mind, all right, Keri Hilson signed a joint venture with Timbaland and Polow Dadon at Interscope Records in 2006. Okay. Now the diss, they forced her to do the diss, that was in 2009. Now, if I did my math correctly, hold up. Okay, yes, because the diss came out March 3rd, 2009. All right. Now, Keri Hilson was born December 5th, 1982. So 82 minus 2006. So she was 24 when she signed the Interscope, and she was 27 when they forced her to do that diss. Now, I said all of that to say, in the interview, Keri said, hey, you know, I was young. I didn't really know any better. She was 27. Do y'all think at 27, she should have had enough agency about herself to not do that? Or is she still able to use the excuse of youth at the age of 27? Y'all let me know. And she's still not telling us all. She's still not telling us everything. YN said yes. Angela said she acting like she was a teen. 27, she knew better. Interesting. She was forced to do it at 27. Girl, you grown. Nakia said absolutely at 27. Yes. Okay. I think at any age, Sonny said Keri was old enough not to be forced. EB Spice said, I think at any age coercion can happen. Yes. Peer pressure is a real thing. That shit don't go away when you when you get out of high school. Caramel Doll 85 said Keri Hilson is nothing but a jealous liar. She was also hating on Tierra Marie and got checked. Oh, I remember hearing something about that. I remember hearing something. I didn't Tierra Marie cuss her the fuck out. Allegedly. I feel like either Keri admitted to that or Tierra admitted to that in an interview with T-Pain, Tank. Okay. They said it's not about age, it's a power imbalance. That is true. And then you know what I always say, shit, those of us that have worked regular jobs, we've done things that we really didn't want to do because we didn't want to lose our job. So anyway, I also went and looked up what is a joint venture, right? Because she signed to Timbaland and Polow Dadon. So basically, Polow and Timbaland owned her. She was a songwriter. Timbaland was a producer, and Polow was a producer as well, but they basically owned her. Yep, Subliminal said, LMAO, a lot of you talking in here will crumble under that pressure too. Yep, you're right. But see, people are always able to be judgmental on the internet. Let me tell you something. People crumbled up under the pressure to take the you-know-what, so you know damn well. Anyway, all right? So that joint venture, I think this is similar to when 50 Cent signed to Interscope and he signed to Dr. Dre and Eminem. And he said in 50 Cent's deal, he said Dr. Dre and Eminem took 50% of everything he made from his music. So I guess Timbaland and Polow probably took 50% of whatever she made from the music, probably 75. I don't know. Anyway. What's sad is her career was going to end once she didn't do it. Yep, it was a setup. Yes. My point is, Keri was absolutely set up, I believe, to usher in somebody else. Beyoncé taking a feature from Keri was what sparked the beef. Oh, the feature on, was it that Usher song? No, Justin Timberlake, To the End of Time. I just realized all these motherfuckers we talking about was signing Interscope. It was a lot going on. Where is Polow now? Shit, nowhere to be found. Okay, wait. Justin Timberlake, To the End of Time, Beyonce and Keri Hilson. Because that's my shit, actually. Oh no, Usher, Love in This Club. Oh, okay. Usher, Love in This Club remix. Got it. Got it. Okay. Usher, Love in This Club remix. Beyonce featuring Lil Wayne. Got it. Okay, so for Love in This Club remix, Keri Hilson was supposed to be on this. Got it. Keri Hilson's supposed to be on this. Beyonce took the feature. Beyonce do be taking shit now. We ain't even gonna talk about what Beyonce and her producers took from A. Marie. And then Polow must have had the idea to, okay, do a diss. Got it. Okay, now it's making more sense. But she was still 27 years old. That's the thing. She was still 27 years old. Okay, now I kept saying, well, damn, who was it? Who was it? All right. So, like I said, the disc leaked in 2009. Okay, she said the girl who wrote the disc, because it wasn't even Keri that wrote it, so it was planned. What they take from A. Marie, her whole sound. A. Marie's second album, listen to the production and then listen to the production of Beyonce B-Day. Mind you now, Beyonce recorded that album B-Day in only 14 days or something like that. Maybe even 5 or 7. And you know part of the reason why she was able to record it that fast? Now, Beyonce is going to say, oh, I was just so inspired after I left the Dream Girl set. No, ma'am. You was inspired because you just was copying somebody else's shit, and that is no shade. That's no shade. Yes, the whole go-go DMV sound. Yes. Impressive did a good documentary on this. Okay. All right. So now let's go back. Okay, so Keri said it was a female songwriter in the industry who went on to become famous. So I looked up, okay, who was signed to Polow da Don, who was signed to Interscope, who was a songwriter, okay? And for me, I believe it's Ester Dean. I believe Ester Dean wrote that disc. It's the only one that makes sense. I don't believe they got nobody that was outside of Interscope. If y'all got any other suggestions, you let me know. I had thought Ester Dean, then I had thought Money Long, who back then was going by Priscilla Renee, but Priscilla Renee was signed to another record label. It wasn't Interscope. Okay, so y'all might be like, who was Ester Dean? All right, don't y'all remember this song right here? Drop it low, drop it low, girl, drop it low. Do the thing, do it like it do. You know, she was a little danky, a little bulldaggy. You know, we had in those 2010s, we had Ester Dean, and then we had, what's the other girl that's a little danky? Dej Loaf, but she's in another lane. She's in another lane, right? So this song came out 15 years ago. Boom, 2009. So the video premiered November 24th, 2009. And the disc leaked March 3rd, 2009. So let's say Ester writes the disc, Keri sings the disc, it's leaked. Keri went away after that because of the backlash. And then who goes on to do their own thing is Ester Dean. It's the only one that makes sense. Okay, then hold up. So then I said, okay, let's look up a little information on Ester Dean. So Ester Dean Known as singer-songwriter producer, released her single "Drop It Low" with Chris Brown in 2009. She's also co-written for Rihanna, Christina Aguilera, Nicki Minaj. Okay, she released her debut single "Drop It Low" with Chris. Okay, and the production was by Polow da Don. And then she still went on to write for Beyonce. I just feel like it's Ester Dean. I could be wrong, but that is my opinion. All right. Then I said, okay, well, what was her career like? What's Esther's story? Okay, singer, songwriter, record producer. She signed a deal with Zone 4 Records under the aegis of Interscope after being introduced to Polow da Don in Los Angeles. Okay, she was known for her songwriting production skills. She initially had a publishing contract with Tricky. I don't know who the fuck Tricky is. Let's see. Who is that? Okay, she from Oklahoma. Maybe it's something out there. Then after parting ways, she relocated to LA, then met Polow da Don. And then dropped her hit in 2009. I don't know, y'all. It's Tricky Stewart. Okay, wait. Let's look up who is Tricky Stewart. I've never heard that name. Tricky Stewart, American record producer. He's 51 years old. Oh, Tricky in the Dream. Okay, got it. He kind of looked like the Dream. His name is Christopher Allen Tricky Stewart, American record producer. Record executive, songwriter, music publisher. Wow. Oh, he's big. Okay. Wow. And I don't mean literally, but just like in the industry. Oh, and this is him and his wife. Shout out to Tricky and his wife. I don't know if I will want to be around somebody named Tricky, but you get my point. So, y'all let me know what you think. Do you think it's Esther? Do you think it's anybody else? And lastly, what I want to leave y'all with is, do you think Timbaland should have protected her? Do you think Timbaland should have had her back? Fall Guy story, okay. Tommy Mottola even used Destiny's Child's third album to try to ruin Mariah's singles. Yes, and remember, the only reason why J-Lo had a music career is because Tommy Mottola wanted somebody to take out Mariah when he no longer was married to and had control over Mariah. And I don't know what crack Tommy Mottola gave J-Lo to ever make her think of her like, girl, you thought you was Mariah? You thought you could beat Mariah? And then, of course, then J-Lo went on to Diddy when she had to rebrand and, get her black card. She wasn't Timbaland's muse, so he wouldn't be inclined to. Got it. Timbaland said he wasn't messing up his bag for Keri. Ooh-wee. Ooh-wee. Tommy was petty as fuck for that. Yeah, but he should have got somebody that could actually sing. J-Lo was seriously delusional. And you know what it is, too? I bet Tommy Mottola felt like, shit, bitch, we can make anybody a star. He probably told Mariah that lots of girls can sing. You're nothing special. We can make anybody a star. I bet you Tommy Mottola said, you know what? I'm going to take a bitch that can't sing and I'm going to turn her into one of the greatest artists. J-Lo singing career is her greatest acting role. Facts. J-Lo was also dating Tommy Mottola. Wow. My friend was singing for Enrique Iglesias and Emilio Estefan at the time. So J-Lo was slinging that coochie to whoever she needed to. Once again, it ain't about talent and it ain't necessarily about hard work. It's about networking and slinging that coochie. J-Lo stole Brandy and Christina Milian songs too. But she actually, well, I'm gonna leave that alone. J-Lo's big break was playing Selena, so she thought because she looked good lip syncing. Wow, that she could sing as well. Wow, good point. J-Lo Gibbs slept her way to the top. Well, you know, Jamie Foxx used to call J-Lo J-Ho. Mariah does not acknowledge it, and no, she does not. And Mariah let it get to a little bit, you know, because then all of a sudden Mariah was trying to do choreography and trying to dance. You know, y'all remember break down. Instead of breaking me on down. Break down. So break me on down. You know, y'all remember all that. So Mariah was trying, but it just the choreography never gave. It just didn't. It's like stand there and just sing, you know. Beyonce and J-Lo took pages out of Diana Ross's book. Good point. Mariah subbed her way to the top as well. Mariah's song Honey. She was stiff in that video because she's not a singer. She's not a singer, so she me down. Like she was just not, but she didn't need to do that. Mariah didn't need to dance. She just didn't. Yeah, she's not a dancer, and she never said she was. You know, Beyonce even had Ashanti trying to dance, and you know, and Irv was an asshole. May he rest in peace. He was an asshole. But one thing he told Ashanti, he said, "You cannot outdance that girl. Why are you trying to dance? Get out there and sing." Oh my God. J-Lo allegedly was messing around with one of the Wayans brothers to get ooh. Okay. I'm not playing with y'all. Anyway, so I'm sure more is gonna come out now that Keri Hilson is speaking her half truth, partial truth. Anyway, y'all stay tuned, like, comment, subscribe, share if you care, and I will catch you guys later.
It's Storm Show.